Mayank will start.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us on Saturday afternoon and taking time from your schedule for this webinar. I have with me Dr. Anita Madan, who is our educationist and taking care of the curriculum for us in EuroKids. And Anita, could you just start the presentation, please? Yeah, thank you. So today we're going to be spending some time to talk to you about what is it that's right for the child in terms of education. It's less to do with the fact it's EuroKids we are presenting. It will take you through a brief about who we are as EuroKids, but it is what is important for the child. What is it that by the early years of education are so important for a child and for the developmental needs of the child. So to start with, To start with the EuroKids, we are one of the leading preschool chain and educational company with over 21 years of experience spread across 3 countries with about 1,200 odd preschools. And till now, as we speak for the beginning of this academic year, we have educated about 5 lakh plus kids. If there's some problem with the issue, it's all coming black. I think I'm going to stop sharing. If you want, I'll share. Wait a second. Sorry, guys, with the technical glitch with regards to. Can you see my screen clear, Anita? Yeah, thank you. So that brings us to a critical question and this is the question why we are all here today for, is why early school is so important. So what we're going to do is a small video is what we're going to see. The video talks about what is the importance of early childhood education, and it's done by experts in the field and a research which has been conducted, probably one of the most accomplished research. So have a look at it and then talk about it. Can you hear the audio?
While others won't.
The audio.
What is it that will make some of these babies thrive while others
It's gone blank again.
won't? What will make some of these toddlers go on to college and pursue rewarding careers or fulfill their professional aspirations, while others might have to settle for a lot less? Is it a matter of fate, money, intelligence? Is it luck, hard work, genetics? Is it a question of education? What happens in the first few years of life before formal schooling begins helps to lay the foundation for future success. What children experience even before they learn how to talk increases their chances of reaching their full potential and might be the key to creating better societies for everyone. And the secret lies in the most unsuspected place, our young brain.
I sometimes have to remind people that we are our brains. So if you're seeing, if you're hearing, if you're feeling, and if you're deciding, if you're thinking, if you're reading, etc., This is your brain in action.
During our early years, the brain is optimized for learning and is capable of extraordinary change. No wonder a baby brain can create more than 1 million new neural connections every single second. They say practice makes perfect, and that is exactly what the brain does. Every time we learn or experience something new, it detects a change, and that change forms connections, which help build the foundation of a powerful brain. The connections that are not used repeatedly are lost. During the early years, when the brain is at its most active, is when the roadmap of our lives is first designed. Although change is possible as children grow, science is proving that getting it right from the beginning is the best opportunity we have to increase our chances of happiness and success.
Children are natural learning machines. They are born ready to learn. They already have learned some things, even in utero.
The first 3 years of life, I think, are the magical years for intervention, because the changes that we facilitate then can last for the rest of the child's life and of the parent's life, and create a new way of relating.
A really good, solid early childhood education foundation are more likely to continue their education when they leave high school. They're more likely to go to college. They are 4 times more likely to graduate from college. They are more likely to get highly skilled jobs that pay more. They are actually healthier as adults.
It all started in the 1970s, when income and social inequalities increased in the United States. Researchers Craig and Sharon Ramey, Joseph Sparling and Francis Campbell began one of the first experiments of its kind. Their mission was to study whether the course of a baby's life could be altered when the foundations of the brain are first built. The program is called the Abecedarian Project, and their experiment consisted in randomly assigning 111 babies born into poverty to one of 2 groups. Both received basic support and nutrition, but only one got the added bonus: specially designed, high-quality educational childcare.
When we began the Abecedarian Project, now 45 years ago, we knew that the developing brain was really the focal point of what we wanted to have a positive influence on, because the brain is connected to everything that we do. I think it's fair to say that the Abecedarian children, now adults, are probably the most carefully studied group of children ever in the history of science.
Because none of us can remember our lives before we were 2 or 3 or 4, depending on when your first memory is, it's easy to think that there's nothing happening in there. The idea that we would think about learning as something that doesn't happen until you're 5 or 6 just doesn't make sense scientifically.
And so kindergarten prep begins in the crib, begins at birth, begins with the parents' knowledge of what their contribution is going to be to the baby's brain development. Because a brain has to be built. It comes ready to learn, but it's not built yet.
While some of these children may thrive and others might not, we now know that the experiences they are exposed to and the skills they acquire early on truly matter for the brain's development. The early years are an unrepeatable opportunity to improve their chances of happiness and success, and the best way to help them fulfill their dreams, whatever they may be.
Your brain only gets built once. Your brain may change several times during your lifespan.
So what the entire video talked about, it actually said that for us to develop and succeed in life. And trust me, this is a research which spread across 25 plus years, and they continue to understand what the child and how the child development was over 25-year period. And one of the most important thing is, if you want to succeed, the early education of a child holds a critical, it's very critical for the child to have an early education. What it does is improves the ability of the child in terms of language, social skills, has lesser behavioral issues, makes them more better human being. And also, there's something which I was reading through a couple of weeks back, and this is not part of this, that a child's ability to learn languages is far better than we as an adult. So what we wanted to try or wanted to bring to you was the fact that early education is very important for a child to succeed, and not only in what they're doing, but also as a human being. So what do we offer as EuroKids Preschool? We offer a child-friendly ambience. The way we teach is through exploration, engagement, and exploration and engagement-based learning. We have a set of teachers who are qualified because we train the teachers regularly at regular time intervals, multiple times during the years. We have a safety protocol checklist, which we keep revising and reviewing every now and then. Say twice in the year, we do review the entire safety protocol and checklist. Our child to teacher ratio is 1:12. And one of the most important things also, just to let you know, that if you are moving from one city to another city, you don't have to actually worry about it. Wherever there is a EuroKids, you can move across any EuroKids center across the country. Now, I would like to sorry, my bad. So this is what the safety point checklist talks about. It has CCTV monitoring in all the premises. We have adherence to some of the guidelines being prescribed by the government authorities. We do regular safety audit, and these audits are being certified by Bureau Veritas. All the staff which is appointed in any of the schools, we get a background verification done for all these staff. And last but not the least is all the equipments, toys, and everything which you see in the school. They are ensured, we try ensuring that all of them are non-toxic and undergo a regular sanitization at the school. So now I'd like to invite Dr. Anita Madan to take us through the curriculum. Anita, over to you.
Good evening, parents. Thank you for joining this webinar. And thank you for understanding the importance of a preschool. So like Mayank just mentioned about the brain development, and we saw in the video, children develop, their brains develop very, very quickly when they are young. And what helps us develop the brains is the experience that we give them, the right exposure that they get, and the environment. So I always say these 3 E's are very, very important. So experience that they give is through the curriculum that we follow. So we follow the Eunoia curriculum, which is the mindful curriculum. This is the curriculum that we want to be inculcated in the children right from the young age, to be mindful. Developing this attitude in the children when they are young remains with them when they grow older. Mayank, next slide. So the curriculum is basically talks about the holistic development, which is the cognitive domain, the psychomotor domain, and the affective domain. And that's how it's called, the mind, body, and soul. When I talk about the cognitive domain and the mind, it's not only about acquisition of knowledge. So there's a lot of knowledge and that we provide to them in terms of the language, in terms of the math, in terms of the science. So we talk about Euphonics first. Euphonics is the language program that we offer. It is developed in-house. It is, teaching the children sounding of the letters. When the children are learning through sounding of the letters, they read faster because they can then segment and blend the words and read faster. So it is a scientifically proven fact that when children learn through sounding the letters, they read faster. Then we have the math lab. I call it the lab because we teach these abstract concepts in a very concrete manner, by hands-on, by using manipulatives, by using toys, by actually understanding. So we teach them 11 has 10 plus 1, but most of us have learned 11 as 1 plus 1. So we work towards building a foundation for them, which will later on be very helpful for them. Then we teach them to be scientists through the scientific spark. We teach them to do a lot of observation, prediction, finding out for themselves, evaluating, understanding what went wrong, why things didn't work. So we never give them anything called as a rote learning, but we, kind of teach them to do it by experience, learn by doing, inquiry-based learning. So all these philosophies that we have, we've incorporated a combination of all of them. Then is the affective domain. That is the soul bit of it, which is really important. We talk about the socio-emotional development through the Euro Music and Mindful Plus. For the Euro Music, we have a tie-up with Dr. Anne Meeker, who is the founder of Sing, Play, Love, who has designed the curriculum, the lyrics, everything in such a manner that the children develop language skills, executive function skills. All these things which we feel are not so very important are very silently developed in the children. Then we have the Mindful Plus, which is designed by Fatima, which talks about teaching them to be in the present, being aware of what's happening, being in the moment, enjoying that, and not working in an autopilot mode like most of us have become. Then we talk about the psychomotor domain. So if your body is active, automatically your mind becomes active. So we talk about the EuroFit program. This is the program which is devised by Priya Prakash, the founder of Health Set Go. We have international trainers who have designed our program, who've spoken about the mind to body connect and muscle to body connect. And then we have the EuroKids, which is designed by Shraddha Setalwal. So what we've done is we've partnered with all the best in industry to get the best for our children. So we are not only focusing on teaching them ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but we are actually focusing a lot on the holistic development. Mayank, the next slide. You can just skim through these slides because it's going to continue of what I spoke on the. Okay, we have a video on Noida. Yeah, so this is exactly what we spoke about, the euphonic program, which is the sounding out of letters. So you can just scan through these slides. Yeah, the math lab, which I spoke about, building scientist, Euromusic, Mindful Plus, Eurofit, and EuroKids. So these are the 7 important aspects that we cover while we talk about the holistic development. Now, how do we achieve that is through these 3 pedagogies that we follow, which is the mindful learning, where I said we focus a lot on being present in what they're doing. Space learning is when we are giving gaps between active and passive sessions. So we want the children to do something totally different in the active session and then come back and learn. So the retention is better. This has been, research has proven this, that, you know, children, when they take gaps between learning, they learn better. And as the name suggests, is blended learning. We have sessions which are small group, large group, active sessions, passive sessions, audio visuals. We're doing digital, we are doing face-to-face. So there's a whole combination which helps children learn better. The next slide. I call them the curriculum enhancers because they are adding more value to what we are doing in our curriculum. So time for reading cards are Montessori-based cards, and here the children are reading while they are playing with the cards. So, you know, they learn at their own pace. They learn faster through reading, through sight words. And every week they are spending some time with this card. So this enhances and helps their reading. Peer interaction, children learn through peer interaction. Safety is something we teach the children to be taking care of themselves. You know, good touch, bad touch, all that is introduced to the children. Then we have sustainable development goals. EuroKids is the only preschool who's partnered with United Nations to achieve this. And by 2030, we have goals that we achieve. And while we teach our children at the young age, this is something that stays with them. Honor batches I call as a conscious disciplining because the children are disciplined consciously. Like I make them wear the badge which says I'm patient, I'm positive, and the children start behaving in that manner. Then comes the vocabulary words, where we are enhancing vocabulary words in children at a younger age. So they use these words in the sentences, you know, and that's how their communication skills improves. Yeah, next. Yes, this was the app introduced in 2020, and I would say this has become part of my whole execution because it's done beautifully well. At that point of time, our focus was, you know, how would we reach out to our children to provide them uninterrupted learning? Today, it has become part of the whole system, and children really enjoy all the features on that. So we have the fun zone where they are playing games, which has been assessed. So their progress is also taken care of. Audio visual aids, we have recorded lessons in case the child has missed something or wants some more reinforcement. We have suggestions in the parents corner, worksheets, do it yourself activities, read along storybooks. So this is a wholesome complementary tool at home which the child can enjoy at their own pace. Mayank, the next slide. This is the learning kit that we saw in the video, the happiness kit, the whole lot of things that we provide to the children, which helps them to, which helps the teacher to execute the entire curriculum in the classroom. We have 6 smaller kits in the happiness kit. The welcome kit takes care of the curriculum bit of it. The readiness kit takes care of readiness activities which the parents do at home before the child joins the school. So this is handed over at the time of the admission. Then we have the theme kit, which happens as a reinforcement for every theme that happens in the class. The Euromusic kit, the takeaway is the DIY, which they do in school and at home, along with the parent for constructive engagement. That's how the day at EuroKids look, very nice and active passive sessions, a lot of things that the children are doing. So parents who say that children just go to school to play, no, they don't. They do a lot of things in a playful manner. The next slide. Yes, so parents, don't think, don't wait. Just get started with your child's admission. Take up the, fill up the form, go in and attend a parent orientation. And if you have any questions right now for all of us, we are right here to answer your questions. You can put them in the Q&A section, so we'll answer them for you.
You already have a question. What is the early year school hierarchy level in India after NEP 2020? Anita, you're on mute.
So NEP 2020 has just given us guidelines. So we start at 18 months, which is what EuroKids also follows. So even before we got these NEP guidelines, there was much more of what we were already following. So playgroup is 18 months to 2.5 years. Nursery is 2.5 to 3.5 years. Junior is 3.5 to 4.5, and senior is 4.5 into 5.5. There are few variations in each state depending on the state government guidelines, and they're still work in progress. So they don't have any guidelines which are very they are issued with a lot of authority right now.
Just to add to what Anita just mentioned, that education, the central government actually has given us a broad guidelines, as she mentioned. And education being a state subject is where the state government would come up with a detailed report or detailed procedure of what will be applicable for each of the states. Until you get there, right now NEP is still a work in progress until the state legislation passes a regulation with regards to that. My son is 2.7 months old, years old. I have enrolled him in nursery. He's 1 years old. I hope I have not pursued in the state government age. No, it's right.
That's a perfect way to age to address your child. So anything about 2.5 is eligible for nursery. We have a question. My son got admitted in the age 2.6, but now he's not calm. Is that okay to continue him in the nursery or playgroup? Ma'am, according to the age, he's eligible for nursery, but you can also speak to the school, be there and give him some time, because children are coming back after 2 years to school. So they will take some kind of an adjustment. The social emotional trauma that they have gone through, we as adults can still understand, narrate, talk, discuss. Children were hit by surprise. So I would say just give him the first 3 months to just get back to the routine, adjust to the school, and let him be in the nursery. He will cope up soon. Parents, please feel free to ask questions. 4.3, ma'am, is suitable for senior KG.
Senior KG.
That's Euro Senior.
Or junior also, like 6 years in 5.5.
There's a question by Bharti.
My baby is 2.7, but she can't talk properly.
Okay, so Bharti, you do not need to panic. Now, when the children grow up, they follow the LSRW method. That means listening, speaking, reading, and then writing. So I think somewhere down the line, the listening bit has not been sufficient. So you could read a lot to your child. So once he starts listening, only then he will start speaking. So please follow that, and please start reading to your child storybooks, talking to the child in complete sentences. So very soon your child will follow the listening and the speaking, and then he'll go to the reading.
I think we answered that. My daughter is 4 years, 3 months. 4 years, 3 months, 5. Yeah.
Yes, so that would be Euro Senior.
Yeah. Dear parents, feel free to ask any other questions you have.
So there's a question by Shweta Agarwal which says, what is a home kit? So we have a huge box which is called the happiness kit. Now, if you see on my slide, I had 6 different components which are part of the happiness kit, which is the welcome kit, which takes care of the curriculum and everything the child needs in the curriculum. Then is the readiness kit, which the child is given when the child takes admission into the school, so that his pincer grip is developed, he's ready for school. Then we have the theme kit, which is part of the theme reinforcement that the child does after the theme. Then we have the Euro music kit. Then we have the takeaway home kit and the takeaway school kit. So these small 6 kits are part of the happiness kit.
Son is 3 years, 8 months old and is in nursery. Is it fine?
Actually, he's eligible for Euro Junior. But please go to the center, speak to the center head, the teachers, see how he's coping up. Else you can put him in Euro Junior.
You just mentioned we teach 1 plus 1 is 11, and and others teach 10 plus 1 is 11. Didn't understand that part. Can you please enlighten?
So while we go to school, and a school which does a lot of rote learning, they learn numbers like 1 to 20 in sequence. They do not understand the value of the number. So when I was taught 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is 1 and 1, 12 is 1 and 2, 13 is 1 and 3. But it is not 1 and 1 and 1 and 2, but it is 10 plus 1 is 11. So what we're doing is we're teaching them place value. We're teaching them the value of the number. So if the child brings 2 things and say this is 11, it's actually 2. So we focus a lot on a playway method, and we focus a lot on one-to-one correspondence, where the child understands what the value of the number is vis-a-vis the number.
There's a question from from Yatin Baria. What about daycare? I could not understand what's the question there. If you could please elaborate, it will help us to answer this.
Few of our centers do have the daycare facility. So depending on which city, which area you are, which center you have gone to, you can ask about the daycare facilities, because few of our centers do provide the daycare facility.
Please say something about home kit, welcome kit, etc.
Mayank, can you just flash that slide again, which has all the 6 kits in that?
This one?
Yeah. So this is how the whole happiness kit looks like, which includes the welcome kit that consists of 30 different articles or tools which are used during the curriculum. Then we have the readiness kit, which focuses a lot on getting the children's pincer grip ready. So there are activities which takes care of the child's eye-hand coordination. Then we have the theme kit, which is given after the theme is over for reinforcement. The Euro music kit has storybooks, which are read-along storybooks for the parent. Then the takeaway school has, cutouts and activities which the parent and the takeaway home with the parent and child can do together. And we have the takeaway school, which the child does it inside the school. So this is the entire happiness kit that we offer. 3.9 Pranjali would be Euro Junior. So please put him in Euro Junior, but focus a lot on reading along with him. The more he will hear, the more he will be able to speak. So while he's not making sentences, I would advise that you, read a lot with him.
As EuroKids is following a theme-based learning program, do you have a planner for the parents as well, so that we have a clear picture as to what activities and events will be done? Something like an academic planner.
So once you go to the center, they will equip you with everything that we provide in terms of which themes are conducted, what is the syllabus that is done throughout the year, what are the different events that we conduct. So all this information will be available to you while you meet the center head and the counselor. We also have an app, like I showed you the app on the screen, which the Home Buddy app. That is also a great tool for the child to learn at home while he's at home. So there's a lot of stories, audiovisual aids, fun zone, activities that we do. And that will help you get a real-time progress that the child is doing. So this is how the app looks. This is the Home Buddy app. So the parents get a daily tracker in terms of what all the child has done throughout the day. Also how much the child knows. His progress has been tracked. So it's a great tool for a parent to be aware of what's happening in the school, because the entire things covered in the school is mentioned on the app.
I'm from Maharashtra and presently working in Tamil Nadu, where whether my child will be comfortable in a school if I admit him in Tamil Nadu because he doesn't know the local language and other things. So one, in EuroKids, you will not have this challenge because the curriculum, the base curriculum is standardized across the entire country. So be is the child is studying in Tamil Nadu or the child studies in Maharashtra, it does not a problem. If tomorrow you want the child to shift to Maharashtra also or any other part of the country, within the EuroKids network is also possible.
Do we have any other questions?
So Anita, I'm just waiting. I'm just going to spend a minute or two just waiting for it. I think, Anita, there are no more questions. So thanks a lot, parents, for joining this webinar. I hope you were able to resolve most of your queries which you had. And please feel free to reach out to us or in any of in the schools or to us directly, or and hope we can resolve and you can have a good learning experience with your kids. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, and please rush to the preschool to take admission.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.